with the lie. Because it's the end thing. It's the end thing. It's what's popular. And as we see in the text, what Hasatan's main goal is, in John 10:10, it says, the thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that you may have life and that you may have it more abundantly. And the whole key to this idea, family, is what Ruach are you of? Or what Ruach are you? Of what Ruach are you? Of what spirit are you? And I was listening to Pastor Darby. He was saying that when you listen to certain folks, even though they may be preaching straight from the word, straight pastoral or straight gospel, after you listen to them, you want to do a certain thing, because that's what Ruach is in them, or what spirit is in them. After you listen to them, you may want to go and flop. To be straight honest, go have sex, go to the nudie bar, the strip club, and when you get to the strip club, that's who they playing. You be like, my goodness, I thought this was a decent song I could listen to because of the lyrics. But no, that they're of their father, Hasatan. And what they're presenting to you is the bait. Just like some of the women that's out here teaching and preaching, they be all dressed in improper wares, enticing wares, clothing, or the lack thereof. But they're preaching the word. They're speaking the word, we should say. But yet in the same time, they're being lusted after. They get more likes, comments, and shares because of their bodies. Because of what they're doing with their bodies. Because of what they're showing. As we did a recording a while back, a long time ago when we first started, we was talking about them shaking their hind parts, and that's not the word I used back then, and exposing their titties. Every time you see that cut, or they gotta be exposing their breast. And you know of what Ruach thereof. Just like the text says there in 1 Timothy, it says, I desire therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. In like manner, or also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with propriety, the condition of being right, appropriate, and fitting, and moderation, discretion, not with braided hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly clothing. And that's something you may debate there, but not the part of them wearing modest apparel, which is proper for women professing godliness with good works. With good works. See, that's the key, the fruit. So they're gonna be displaying some good fruit, not titties, not hind part. And at the end of this text, it says with self-control, with holiness and self-control. Well, we'll read the last verse. It says, nevertheless, she will be saved in childbearing if they continue in belief, love, holiness, with self-control. See, the key there is self-control. And like an idea we're going to share maybe tomorrow, today or tomorrow, it's all about the end crowd. The END crowd. As the text says, the first will be last and the last will be first. But the end crowd always leads to the end of your life and your freedom for eternity. Well, that's the problem, folks trying to be like everybody else. And to sum this idea up, family, I would say if we're not called by the Most High, we need to sit down and shut up. Heard a recording we did a long time ago, and it was one of the the message the Most High gave me when we did a sermon for one of the churches I was in. It was sit down and shut up. I said, "Are you sure, Pop, you want me to say this?" He said, "Yep, I am. Tell it like it is." And it goes back to this script here, and we're gonna end after this. Romans 12:2. It says, "And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High." See, that's where it all goes back to, the perfect will of the Most High, not yours. And I remember hearing a preacher or a teacher, I forget where I heard it from, but he was like, oh yeah, I do, chapter and verse. I put his information up here. Powerful teacher. But he was like, he had heard, he was in seminary himself, or cemetery school, and the teacher asked everybody to raise their hands if they was here for the money. And almost everybody raised their hand, but like 3 or 4. And then he asked them what were they in it for, and one basically said he was in it for the money, but he didn't want to raise his hand. And then the other 2 said that they was in it to preach the Basora, to preach the Most High's word, to learn and be able to preach sound doctrine. And the professor was like, "Well, that's commendable, but you're gonna need money to do that." And this is the attitude of everybody that's out there now. I'm gonna get paid. They're not in it for the Most High's perfect will, which is salvation of souls, which is turning men back to the Most High, and having life, as the text says, and life more abundant. But folks are out here for themselves, and this is a hustle. It's a hustle to most, if not all. I'm gonna get paid. Which I'd be like, to each his own, but I do pray that the Most High is with it. But and Jude 4 says, "For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of the Most High into lasciviousness, and denying the only Elohim Yahuwah, and Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach." Lasciviousness, which is serious sin, to where a lot of times there ain't no way back. But what I want us to see, family, they crept in unawares. And then 2 Timothy 3, finally, 2 Timothy 3, 1-7. "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. Covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection." And that's not only talking about sexuality, that's also talking about the natural affection to love the Most High and to please Him first. "Truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High."